Welcome to the Star Wars News with the Star Wars Daddy. I am your newscaster and host, the Star Wars Daddy. On this newscast, we report on all of the most important Star Wars collecting and current events that will make you the most informed collector. We also discuss Facebook drama, eBay craziness, grading updates, and any other Star Wars news stories that you need to know about. On this episode, we'll be covering a protest march of men who live in their mother's basements, a Valentines Star Wars gift quiz, a Star Wars pop socket review, Jaden Smith's horrible wardrobe that turned out epic, an update on Watto from The Phantom Menace, Floppy Ton 2.0, and a Star Wars Daddy update. Our first story comes to us from Disneyland as a group of protesters decided to have a march in defiance of stigmatisms that adult men who live in their mom's basements should be considered dum-dums. The group known as Dependable Underdogs moving back to domicile under mom:basement marched their hearts out last weekend, and we sent our correspondent Lee Evans to the scene to report. Lee is known for being fast. I'm not going to be able to get this. And in his spare time, not working for the news, he's an assistant track coach for the local high school girls team. And he loves getting the basketball on fast breaks. Lee, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Daddy. I'm here at the protest. As you can see, there are thousands of people here waiting to get their voices heard.
Wow, more than we thought would be there. Let's check out some of this footage.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. All right, well, before we get started, I need one epic selfie. Ahsoka lives in all of us. Ahsoka lives in all of us! May the Force be with you!
Remain calm. We are here for your safety and security. Citizens, maintain order. Security protocols will be enforced. We're watching you.
Tell her nothing's happening.
Dathomir! I want to see Darth Maul. Yeah! Love those girls.
Lee, thanks for all that footage. Glad it seemed to be peaceful for the most part. I do see a crowd behind you still. Has it not dispersed?
I'm here at the protest where all the nerds are here waiting to get back into their rooms. There's a ton of people here. All of us idiots trying to run. Back to you, Mike.
Well, we've seen it all here. It's come to my attention that the acronym of Dependable Underdogs moving back to domicile under mom:basement actually spells out dum-dum. So I guess all the efforts that they've made to be known as more than dum-dums has left them known as dum-dums. Today is Valentine's Day. Hopefully you're with a loved one sharing your feelings and emotions and taking care of one another's love languages. The wife of a Star Wars daddy is always being taken care of and is spoiled like no other. Sometimes that happens for the second wife as she reaps all the benefits that the first one missed out on. This year, I was stumped, however, trying to figure out what gift to get my wife. So I completed a Star Wars gift quiz on starwars.com, which swears it will point you in the direction of the best gift to get your loved one. Here is how it went. Okay, let's see here. What's the first thing you're packing for a road trip? And it would be the perfect outfit. That's what my wife would pick. What's the first thing you do after sitting down at a restaurant? She looks at the menu. So she goes right to that menu. You've written your Valentine a special note. How do you deliver it? She would probably want it on text. That's what she's used to. You walk into a library. Where are you headed? I guess you would probably go to the romance section. Where do you go for relationship advice? She goes to the internet. That's an easy one. What's the perfect spot for a first date? Oh, Oh, fancy restaurant, probably. How do you show affection? She likes to touch. So she's a hugger. What's your favorite artificial fruit flavor? She loves cherries. She puts cherries with her Sprite and all kinds of other drinks. What's your favorite season? Summer. She loves being in a bikini. Which Millennium Falcon alias would you use? Probably Star Princess. And wow, okay. A husk necklace. Huh. Made by the Aki Aki on Basana. Giving the gift of a husk necklace not only supports local artists, but also provides your Valentine with a fashionable piece of galactic jewelry to boot. Well, where in the world do I pick these up? I'm not sure that's going to win over my wife. This possibly isn't a good quiz for anyone that wants to stay in their relationship. A husk necklace is from the movie. You can't even buy one. Am I supposed to make it? And my wife isn't even that big of a Star Wars fan to begin with. I don't think she would even know what it was. How did that have anything to do with hugs, the color of cherry, or eating at a restaurant? I think I'm going to just get her a cherry-colored digital Starbucks gift card, text it over to her, take her out to dinner, and give her a hug. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. At the recent Grammy Awards, Jaden Smith, son of Will Smith the Slapper, graced us with his presence and adorned a giant Transylvania castle-inspired headpiece to complement his custom Louis Vuitton suit. When being made fun of on social media for weeks, he finally commented, "The avant-garde cannot and will not die as long as I'm alive." The recording artist, Lady Gaga, who was stuck behind Jaden and spent the Grammys staring at the back of a castle hat, thinks otherwise. It appeared as though this risky fashion move was about to ruin his future career, but to Jaden's luck, a director was inspired by his look and due to an upcoming project thought Jaden would be perfect for the role of being cast as the Castle Grayskull in the upcoming He-Man movie remake. They will be using green screens around his head to make it appear as though his face is part of Castle Grayskull. How cool will it look when He-Man rides in and out of Jaden's mouth on Cringer, his battle cat? And no, this isn't any kind of innuendo. He-Man literally will be entering and exiting Jaden's mouth due to its position within the Castle Grayskull headpiece. Our next story comes to us from me, the Star Wars Daddy, as I recently broke my iPhone 16 Max pop socket while I was on vacation in the Dominican Republic. I had to purchase an emergency one at a local convenience store, which cost me $17. An entire lobster meal with a side of filet mignon only cost $30 in the DR. So this was a shocking price tag. And leave it up to me to then go on and break the replacement as well. So I quickly got online and ordered 2 Star Wars themed pop sockets, and they arrived by the time I got home from vacation. This segment will now be the unboxing of these pop sockets so you can take a look for yourself at how cool and sleek they look in case you want to purchase some yourself. And so we got a couple here I'm going to show you. This here is the magnetic phone grip and stand. So it says it's a magnetic adapter is included. All right, let's take a look at this one. And this is obviously a Hoth scene. Oh, it looks super nice, actually. So, I don't know if you have to use that or not. We'll find out. But here it is. It has magnets on it. This one. I don't know. So here it is. And obviously this could be used as a stand for the phone. There is the back. It's going to pop right on the back of the phone on your case. It has a nice little cover that's on it to keep that Hoth looking beautiful. Look how cool that is. So that'll be on the back of your phone. You're holding your phone like this. Awesome. I mean, you know how much I love Hoth and all of my commercials that I make. But there it is. This is actually very nice. And so this one I think is the one that I am going to use most of the time. Nice little box. We've got some, looks like you're the Death Star there. And, oh, that's because it is a Death Star. So here is the pop socket. We got another little plastic covering on it right there, and it pops out like this. And now I'm holding my phone. I will say that this is a little thicker, so it's kind of thick for holding my phone. But this is made of some sort of a metal. Very nice. All right, here's my old case. You can see there is some leftover residue from the one that I had to purchase while I was on vacation. I've got goo gone, so I will clean that up. But I think the case has the magnetic strip. So I don't think you need this unless you were going to put this directly on your phone. And so let's see if this just snaps on. Yep, there you go. So I'm good to go. There's what it'll look like. I guess it does hold pretty well. And then here's the Hoth. But that does look pretty slick, doesn't it? Beautiful colors there. I do like this one, the way it looks more. But I'm not sure if I'm at the gym, people, what they're going to think with me having that one. And so I think this is the one I'm probably going to be rocking. Does anyone wonder what happened to Watto from the Phantom Menace? Did anyone know that he used to look like Gonzo from the Muppets? And due to high stress from gambling and alcohol abuse, he ended up becoming the Watto that we loved and adored. What happened to him after Anakin left and after he lost his business? Well, in a new Star Wars comic series, Legacy of Vader 2, set to release March 12th of this year, Watto was a mess of a Toydarian in rehab back on Tatooine, where he was dirt poor, the laughingstock of the cantina. Well, he shouldn't have been in the cantina, he's in rehab. And in such bad health, he was soon to die of natural causes. But Vader hunts him down, finds him, and not knowing the torture he was already living, Force chokes him, ends his life to get revenge. Later to only find out that he helped him by putting him out of his misery. And since he was unable to save Padme from death with the dark side, he now is working hard to learn how to bring Watto back to life in order to force him to suffer longer in the life he was already suffering through before Vader so mercifully ended his existence. I believe this was the first sign of the good side coming through Vader. A Freudian slip, have you? Which ultimately leads to the softening of Darth Vader. You know, the more I stare at Gonzo, the more it all kind of makes sense, doesn't it? For Gonzo and for Watto, if they really are the same person. In news stories that none of us need to see, this story has to do with a D.U.M.B.D.U.M.B from Previous. In order to prove he has potential and to prove he can overcome being an underdog in life, this man has spent the last 10 years with floppy disks, attempting to get them to make the correct noises in sequence to sound like the Imperial March. Here is the clip of the Floppytron 2.0 production, crossing my fingers that I don't get a copyright strike. This D.U.M.B.D.U.M.B member says that the hardest part was finding all of these old computer parts in dumpsters and sneaking into the local garbage dumps late at night, hunting down all of the needed parts to make this masterpiece come to fruition. About 3 years into this process, 2 of the floppy disks went bad. He then couldn't figure out which ones were bad, like when one bulb goes bad on a string of Christmas lights, and in a fit of anger he smashed the remaining ones. But he took a long look in the mirror one morning and knew that this would be his mark on the world, and he needed to complete this project. Apparently, in the 10 years, he was offered many opportunities to get a job and to move out of his mom's basement, but he couldn't turn his back on this project that has been seen by no one. Unfortunately, another D.U.M.B.D.U.M.B has missed the mark. And finally, in Star Wars Daddy news, we released 6 shorts last week, one of which has my wife in a bikini, if you're wondering. We had 1,000 views, 108 likes, 5 shares, and 30 comments. Memberships and subscribers has leveled off some since the hype from the Theory Saber unboxing video, but those numbers have still increased. A commercial about memberships and all the perks you get will follow this newscast. This Sunday, I have a video showing me unbox 8 collections that were waiting for me after my vacation, so you can see all that will be available for sale on eBay over the next month or so. We have Last 17s, vehicles, playsets, collector's coins, almost everything you need to complete your collection. This Wednesday will be episode 62 of our weekly Star Wars eBay listing videos, and next Friday will be another episode of Star Wars News with the Star Wars Daddy. I'll be releasing shorts every day in between to make sure that you have content every single day. Collectors, make sure to keep things classy, and never forget, who is your daddy? Hey, Carl. Hey, Star Wars Daddy. What are you doing back here on Hoth? Weren't you supposed to have escaped in the Rebel transport? Yeah, I did escape by sneaking into the septic area of the Rebel transport where no one would know I ran away from that fighting. But I've come back here because I heard about your memberships that offer extreme perks that make your nipples perk. The only place I can imagine my nipples perking is here, back on Hoth. Carl, you didn't actually need to come back here to Hoth to have your nipples perk. All you had to do is click the links under the name on my YouTube profile. It's right over here. Choose memberships and follow the steps. What extreme perks come with these nipples? Not nipples. I mean memberships. I'm glad you asked, Carl. We have a special Star Wars emojis for memberships only in comments and live chats. Darth Vader badges next to your name to show tenure. Future member only videos and access to all videos early. Shoutouts on every video. A bonus action figure and Star Wars Daddy stickers on your next eBay purchase. Free shipping on 2 of the tiers for loose action figures and accessories on eBay, as well as an additional savings for the top tier member. Entries into our monthly Star Wars giveaways, an Adam Gothard designed 3D printed Darth Vader bust with Daddy written on the front, and 2 of the tiers offer a free, exclusive members only Star Wars Daddy t-shirt after certain tenure. Wow, that's amazing. So you're telling me I can have all those extreme perks here? Yep. What about here? Yep. I'm signing up. Thanks, Carl. I knew I could count on you. And at home, make sure to follow the steps in this commercial to be a part of the Star Wars Daddy memberships, where I get to directly thank you for all of your support. Can't wait to grow this channel with all of you, no matter if you're on Hoth, Tatooine, or on Kashyyyk, or if you're a little daddy, a daddy, or a big daddy. Links are also in the description of this video. Thanks everyone, and who is your daddy?